on, Jack Sauce Eric here, and that means it's day 19. Day 19 already of the 2023 Bitter Pops Advent Calendar. We're going to get into this thing real fast, man. It's been a day. It's been a couple of days, to be honest with you. A lot going on, a lot of emotions, a lot of stress. A lot of stress that just keeps compiling. You know what, though? Stress is just something that we have to deal with in life. And it's something that I've been told since I was a young kid that I firmly believe in, is that God's never going to give you something you can't handle. And so much stress and so much of our lives, the older we get too, it's kind of crazy. The older you get, the more you feel those stress levels for whatever reason. You can't just let things brush off your shoulder all the time. You know what? Every single level of that is something that's going to teach you something, and you're going to learn from it, and there's nothing God's not going to give, that God's going to give you that you can't handle. And that's just my personal philosophy, my belief, and I hope that might help if anybody else is feeling a little stressed in this holiday season. Let's get to day 19, man. I'm ready, because one of the ways that we are given to truly decompress is a delicious beer, and day 19 Bitter Pops is offering that. So let's do this thing. What the heck did I just do? Carol and I have had a day. It's been a lot going on. We got to go out to dinner unexpectedly. We did have a couple libations, if you will, and that's fine. And it's great, and I'm ready for bed, but I cannot. We're literally under the radar. I can't not do day 19. So let's do this thing. Hopefully it's something easy, because my brain is mush right now. All right, what are we doing? Magnanimous Brewing Aus. I know Aus is, I don't remember the translation, but Dortmunder lager. So okay, it actually, thank you. It is something fairly easy. Magnanimous Brewing. Where are you from? Because I don't know this brewery at all. Tampa, Florida. So they're a brewery from Tampa. Beautiful, old school, kind of like German label, if you will. And Dortmunder obviously is a German lager from the west side of Germany, if you will. Dortmund, I believe, is the town name. I don't know a ton about this style of beer. I don't know a couple of things. Really, Dortmund, the Dortmunder lager it starts in, I want to say, the 18th century, 19th century, something like that. Whenever in that area of Germany, steel mining was really, really big. And they brewed a lager with Pilsner malts and whatnot that was a little bit heavier than the Helles. That was the really big, popular beer in Munich or Bavaria, if you will. They brewed something that's going to tend to have a little bit more alcohol, a little bit more oomph, if you will. Helles will have that lager kind of malty quality with the bittering at the end. This is supposed to have a little bit more of it and a little bit more alcohol, and at this, it's 6%. It definitely crushes a traditional Bavarian Pilsner style beer. Magnanimous from Tampa. I know nothing else about this brewery. They have a little saying here: magnanimous people have no vanity, they have no jealousy, and they feed on the true and the solid wherever they find it. And what is more, they find it everywhere. Van Wyck Brooks. I don't know who Van Wyck Brooks is either. Magnanimous, I know, means in royal terms almost like the gracious, benevolent. Oh my gosh, that's where the extra libations are kicking in. But gracious, kind of forgiving, if you will, especially in royal ways, you malevolent ruler or whatnot. But really, it does mean gracious, and it does mean caring. It means forgiving. At the end of the day, that's a really kind of crazy way to say it. All right, let's just get into this thing, man. Sorry, Magnanimous. This might be one of the worst ones I've ever done. It's just been a day and a half. I know this beer is going to be delicious, though, and I'm excited to try it. I do love the King and the Royal Magnanimous Royal whatever, man. Chicks, leave me alone for a second. Let's try this thing. All right. So here's the thing. Again, Dortmunder lagers, I don't know much about. I know they were brewed for steel workers. I know they're a little bit heavier than Helles. and Munich style lagers or Bavarian style lagers. So let's just dig into this. It's kind of a cloudy color, cloudy kind of, what do you want to call that? Yellow straw, almost, or deep hay kind of color. Decent head on it for a really crappy pour on my part. Like, look at that. Beautiful, a little bit creamy. On the nose, a ton of grain, like that roasted grain malt is there. Definitely the Pilsner malts are in full effect. I already tasted it, so I know a little bit of what's going on. But here's the big difference between this Dortmunder lager and then like a Helles, which it's supposed to be modeled after. This doesn't have a ton of the toasty kind of white cracker and white floral kind of notes. This is more malty. More malty. A little bit of spice to it. Really, really tasty, man. Very much so more full body. Definitely a lager, definitely a well-made lager. There is a little bit of floral note on there. The white pepper is back, man. And that's coming from the German lagers. I swear, I'm going to start putting white pepper as something that I now taste in pretty much every German lager or Pilsner malt lager. Because I'm just catching it nonstop. And again, with the whole respiratory thing, you know, your palate's going to change. Your palate always changes. And I think that's something that I'm just noticing more. But there is more roasted malt to this, more kind of a caramel note. So there's a lot more malts. Very little. They use Tattlinger hops in Dortmunders. I know that too, where Hellatauer is more prominent in like the Helles and stuff like that. Tattlinger, which is not as much of a bitter hop to it, but I really don't get a ton of hop at all. Not at all, to be honest with you. But that's a really tasty beer. It's super simple. It's super clean. If I was coming out of a steel mine in the 1800s, I think I would like that. I like it now, and I don't have to do that. So, guys, this has been a weird one. Day 19. Let's just say it's been that day, guys. Bye.